to draw it, you don't hit it to the right, you want to hit it farther. And these, club head speed, he's almost 90 with an 8-iron. You know, he's hitting 118 yards. That's frustrating. All right, I just had to show you this. This is the opposite. This is what we don't typically see, but it was just so crazy that I just wanted to bring it up. So you can see the club path. This is what 16 to the right looks like with an 8-iron. Okay, this young lady, I just saw her one time. College student, doesn't play a whole lot of golf anymore, but used to play high school golf. She's in college. Look at that. And actually got it up in the air. Luckily, the mat helped her a little bit. She kind of dropped kicked it. So you can see, look at the attack angle. She's hitting 2.9 degrees up on an 8-iron. Okay? So we can help her a lot, right? So if we can get her swinging less to the right, get the handle a little bit more forward where she's actually hitting down or even level would be good, she's going to get better. She's going to have a lot more fun. So I did a heck of a lot of manipulating with her. We'll talk about the differences in path right, path left here in a second, but just a huge exaggeration, because that's pretty ingrained. That's something her dad positioned. Her dad said she used to cut across it, I guess, when she was playing high school golf, and she's obviously fixed that. So you got to be careful what you ask them to do, because they will do it, and then a lot of times they'll go the other direction and overdo it. So this was after, a little bit better. I'll show you in a second. But so let's talk about what influences path. All right, get just a little bit of the technical deal here. The sequence of rotation versus linear. So all we're talking about here, just to keep it really basic, is rotational would be this. Okay, linear would be this. All right, hip slide, spine tilt, and so forth. All right, so with my young lady there, the last thing that she would need is more linear. Right? So the more linear, the more the hip slide, the more the body stays closed, the more chance the club can drop to the inside and swing out to the right. She needs more rotation, right? So basically, I told her I want her to feel like her chest is facing the target when she hits the ball, okay? And I'm trying to get her to throw the club this direction. So that's what she's feeling. You'll still see even in the after, it looks about the same here, but it looks different at impact because the speed of the rotation is faster. Okay? Now for the slicers, we'll talk about we need a whole lot of linear and less rotation. And again, this is sort of the minority that we're going to see on our lesson team, for sure. I probably picked 1 out of 100 people that swing too much to the right. You're better player than your tour player, maybe. So a little bit better. We actually got her where her attack angle is 0, which is level to the ground. And then you see her path is 7 to the right, which again, not ideal. But again, one lesson. She was happy. She was hitting the ball up in the air, hitting less, big sweeping hooks like she was before, which is nice. Go ahead and run it. So you'll see a little bit more upright in the takeaway. Still way under, but right there, again, it's not as out to the right. I actually got it through practicing where she actually did really good, and then she hit a couple better shots. But I'm always curious when they leave how they're going to do. And I talked to her dad the other day, and she said she's hitting it like the best she's ever hit it. I'm like, cool. So she's a quick changer after she went and started working on it. She got to where she could hit it pretty good. Started taking divots again, which is nice. Again, the exception. Here we go. Here's our normal. Right? This is another one of our common numbers. Club path 11 to the right. You can see, to the left. Way across. Again, face angle, pretty square. Okay? There's what we're dealing with right there. It's like Shanahan. Pretty much. This guy's strong. This guy's a pretty decent player. You watch his feet all over the place. This is a good for body shot right here too. Look at his feet. Rolls way to the outside. Not using the ground much. Swings across it. Okay, so how do we change this guy? Again, if you learned anything today, this would be the only thing. This is what's going to keep your students coming back. We're trying to fix slicers all day long. All right. So what do slicers do? All right, one, they probably got the grip too weak. but not always. They can have a decent grip. They're probably trying to swing their hands, push the grip back. Okay? Again, the model of what they think needs to happen in a golf swing could be that the swing needs to swing up and down and at the target, whatever that could be. Again, these are things you're going to figure out as you interview the student. What are you trying to do? I'm trying to swing at the target. I'm trying to swing down the line. Those are all things that really have nothing to do with golf. Right? It's a circle game. So I'm going to get hand path a little deeper. Right? Arms a little bit deeper without rolling the club, obviously, or out tucking the right arm. Big thing that I like to see, and this is something that, again, sort of dispelling misconceptions from the past, is I like to see a lot of hip turn. Okay? The people that we're working with are not going to be very flexible. All right? Go ahead and let that right hip turn a little bit. I like to see the right leg start to extend a touch. Okay? What's that going to do? It's going to increase their shoulder rotation. Right? If you get the player that have it once a week, what are you trying to do? I'm trying to keep my right knee flexed, and I'm trying to keep my hips from turning so I can create more torque. Okay? That player's going to look just like this. No chance. Okay? I want to have the right hip turn, arms moving a little more across. Now I can get my hands deep enough where I at least got a chance to shallow out that downswing and get them a chance to swing out to the right. Right? So the right hip is huge. I hate to see the right hip move this way. And again, I'm not going to go too much into this, but the foot flare has a lot to do with it. I want the feet flared out a little bit to allow for that to happen. This right foot blocked in too much, you're going to see a lot of this. You're going to see not much rotation. You're going to see slicers. So I want that right foot flared a little bit. I want to rotate. The occasional person will overturn their hips. Very, very rare, in my experience. I like to see go a little more rotation. That gets them a chance. But this is the main thing. In the forward swing, down swing, what are most of your slicers doing? Trying to turn their hips, start the downswing. Guess what? The hips are attached to the torso, attached to the shoulders. The shoulders are going to open up too quickly. It's going to cause the club to swing across the ball. I spend 90% of my time trying to keep my players close to the target as long as possible. I want them sliding. I want the left hip moving forward, which creates that side bend and allows that club to drop to the inside. Okay? And that's what we call pressure shift. Right? I don't care what method you're teaching or what philosophy you're teaching out there, I'd say the only thing we all agree on is what? You've got to be how much weighted impact on the left side, the left foot. Irons is roughly 75 to 90, I'd say. Okay? The players like Mr. Shanahan there, left foot's off the ground, weight's backing up, he's spinning, he's swinging across the ball. So, weight forward. This piece right here, this linear slide piece, is going to change the path quicker than anything else you can do from a pattern change standpoint. So more linear slide, lighter pressure points in the trail arm. That's another thing that I look at a lot. You see the guy that actually made a pretty good shift, and they're still pushing this way. Check their grip pressure, especially the right hand or the right forearm. Okay? And I've seen there's good players that play from here, and I would prefer this. But they've got to get this here. I think all good players, I learned this from Como actually, the club head always drops below the hand path at some point. You don't see any good players with the club tipping them. Right? So that club's going to do this every time. Okay? And I've got to be pretty soft in my pressure points in my right hand to do that. And I'll talk about how we move people around. I mean, that's probably the biggest thing. Delay the body action, and then width is your friend. Okay, and when I say that is, I see so many people that are trying to tuck their right elbow going back, they get super narrow, and even when they're trying to come down from the inside, they're going to have a very difficult time making contact with the golf ball. Okay? I like to see a wider right arm. Even if the path is slightly left, you get the occasional person you just cannot get them to swing to the right, get their arms away from them. It will shallow out the bottom of the circle. It will help. You get the arms straighter. Even if they're coming down, that's why you see a lot of good players that fade the ball. You're never going to see faders that are in here. Because they're too narrow. You can't be narrow and steep. You can swing left with a wider arc and still play pretty good. Width is a very, very important thing. Width is created by the right arm. And to see that, I like to see the wide arm nice and wide, and then fold. Got some space here where you can go wide, narrow, and down some. Any questions on this? This is the main thing right here, fixing the slicer. Less rotation, shoulders, hips stay closed. I'll show you one little video here. This is what I call the secret sauce, okay? Which is how I get people to feel this down move. One of the things, probably one of the best things I did when I started at Carmel to try to communicate better with the members was I do a weekly video tip. Me and my staff do a golf tip on something pretty much every week or every other week. So this is a video I did for the members with Luke Doe, which is my former assistant. Good way for you to do some things with weekly.
Hello, Carmel members. Welcome back to Carmel Golf Academy TV. I'm Jason Sutton. And on today's show, we're going to talk about a really...
You can hear it.
Okay.
These are fun to do. I've probably done 300 videos.
Hello, Carmel members. Welcome back to Carmel Golf Academy TV. I'm Jason Sutton. And on today's show, we're going to talk about a really outstanding feel for your training.